All right, guys, welcome to another episode of Crypto Corner. Today, we're going to look at the charts of Bitcoin and Ethereum, and I'm also going to look at Cardano and XRP very quickly so that we can establish again a support and resistance levels. I'm going to give you my price targets on the way up as well as on the way down, because Bitcoin is continuing that momentum that it's been building for quite some time now. It managed to break resistance, but we are getting a slight pullback right now. Let's see what's happening, and it's not even giving any chance of the altcoins to take over. We are not seeing an out season just yet. So I'm going to open the charts. I'm going to look at the Bitcoin dominance as well. Let's analyze the markets. All right, well, first I want to start with a quick look at the DXY, the dollar index, because as you can see, we are actually coming here to two of the levels that I was drawing earlier, and I was pretty convinced that we will be coming to these two levels. However, I thought that we're going to see a bounce from here, because at this second level, this is the golden pocket ratio. Typically, we find support here and we bounce. However, from what I'm seeing, stochastic RSI still just coming out of the overbought region, still going on the downside, still having quite some room to go downwards before it starts curving or shows any signs of changing, turning this trend. So it could mean that we could even come lower here on the DXY, possibly to that 0.786 Fibonacci level, and if maybe even lower. If that is to happen, we have a very bullish scenario for Bitcoin. So this is important. That's why I'm looking at the DXY, and that's why I'm pointing this out right now. Also, another thing that I want to look at is the Bitcoin dominance. So we're actually still going strong, still going higher, aiming for that higher resistance. We do have we broke the first resistance. I kind of assumed that at this resistance we're going to take a break and perhaps just consolidate, maybe even go down a little bit so that the altcoins can really take off. But it looks like altcoins are not yet ready for an out season. Bitcoin is still holding the majority of the capital. People are still putting their money in Bitcoin rather than outs. This is why we are not seeing too many outs outperforming Bitcoin. A few, but not too many. These are the altcoins right now that are outperforming Bitcoin from my list. Of course, there are other ones, but we have about 12 altcoins that are outperforming Bitcoin today. Yesterday, it was a little bit stronger in terms of altcoins performance, but today, again, Bitcoin is taking center stage. So in that regard, we are actually still growing in dominance. We have two more resistance zones where we could potentially find a rejection. And if we don't find rejection at these points, then we're going to go even stronger, because I'm zooming out here. This is the weekly. And as you can see, we are forming this rounded bottom formation that could turn into a cup and handle formation. And if that is the case, after that, we're going even higher. So this is also a possibility. I mean, we could go higher just now, but typically we take a break, we go down a little bit, we pull back, and we form this cup and handle formation, which is a bullish formation. And as I said, if that is to happen, then we could look into Bitcoin dominance going even higher to levels that we have not seen since 2021. So we'll see if that is going to happen. I personally feel that we are very soon going to find the rejection here at these levels, one of these two levels, and we're going to take a break. We're going to do this pullback, which is going to give the altcoins a little bit of room to outperform. And then we're going to find out what's going to happen. I will analyze it again. But for the moment, we have stochastic RSI in the overbought region showing that this pullback, this handle formation is definitely going to form sometime soon. Now, this is the weekly, so we're not talking about the next few days or anything like that. It could be over the next few weeks. We'll see how it goes. But for the moment, Bitcoin dominance is still going very strong. It's building this momentum and it's riding this wave. Of course, we see now that these candles are getting much smaller. Over the last 2 weeks, we have much smaller candles than the first one. So clearly we are reaching here the peak, and from here I'm expecting a pullback. This is why I'm saying possibly next week we're going to see a red candle here in the Bitcoin dominance. It could be that we see another green week actually, just pushing up to this point here, the 48%, maybe even going to the second resistance, which is 48.88%, and then getting a rejection and making the pullback. But at some point, we're going to see that pullback, and it will be quite soon. Okay, now let's take a look at the Bitcoin chart. Bitcoin once again moved above the 28,000. Actually, yesterday I did a YouTube short. It was just a 1-minute quick technical analysis to show you that we are about to break from this pattern. And as I said, this is a continuation pattern. It is a bullish one. So typically we break on the upside. When I was recording the video, we were just at this resistance line here. We had not yet broken it, but it was quite obvious that we would break it, and so we did. So we managed to do that. Let me delete this, and also I will just remove the pattern because at this point this has already played out. Now the important part is that sometimes we do these fake outs and then we have to come down and confirm this pattern. We'll see how this goes. Right now we have an overbought stochastic RSI, and the lines are crossing, doing this bearish cross, indicating that a pullback is coming, possibly at this rejection point. In fact, we managed to go all the way to 29,000, and this happened as the markets reacted to the latest consumer confidence report in the US. The increase in confidence is seen by some as validating the Federal Reserve's recent decision to hike rates marginally. And following the low that we printed of 26,600, around that area, which happened on Tuesday, then Bitcoin actually raised all the way to 29,000. So very good performance. At this point, we are actually hitting a resistance yet again. Now, these resistance lines here that I've drawn are based on Fibonacci levels. And in my previous analysis, I did say that we have the first resistance at 28,700, and then after that is 29,000. That's exactly what I said in my yesterday's video. Most likely scenario here, we will break through this resistance line. This is actually our trending resistance line, which as you see is going downwards, and by the look of it, we are going to manage to break on the upside. Be aware that this could also be a fake out, because I'm seeing a dropping volume as the price is going up, so this is also important. After the breakout, we'll have to wait for the confirmation. On the way up, the first challenge for us will be this Fibonacci level here, which is sitting at 27,700. Then we have another resistance that is at 28,000, and then 28,700. If we manage to break all of this, the next stop will be 29K. So there you have it. We managed to touch 29K. Not surprisingly, we got a rejection from there. And as we have this overbought stochastic RSI, it is indicating that a further pullback is to be expected, possibly over the next few hours. Over the course of the rest of the day, I'm expecting that we're going to struggle to break above this resistance yet again. Now, in the longer term, let's go on the daily. As we zoom out, we can actually see that we are looking bullish here. We have a bullish cross in the stochastic RSI, which is just coming out of an oversold region. And this is the difference between the different time frames. So as we go in the bigger time frames, we are seeing a very different picture than the shorter time frame. So in the shorter time frame, we're expecting a pullback. However, even if there is a pullback, it's going to be quite minor, because we see that the bigger time frame is looking very bullish. So what would be the most likely scenario? Well, of course, the 9th moving average is a strong support for us. So we can assume that coming down to retest this 9th moving average, which is currently sitting at 27,700, almost 27,800 in fact, this is the most likely scenario. So over the next few hours, if we are coming down, then we are going to be stopped at this moving average. However, with all of the bullish sentiment right now, we will probably not even go all the way down to this 9th moving average. This support, which is at 28,129, so just lower 28,000 region, this acted as a support already, and by the look of it, this is going to be where we find the support. Most likely we are not going to break this support, at least not today. So in the short term, the pullback most likely is going to stop us at this first level here, first support level. And then after that, we're going to continue the bullish price action, because at least from what I'm seeing here from the indicators, this is the most likely scenario. Is it possible that we actually find the strength to break the 29,000? Well, I think it is possible. And looking by these Fibonacci levels that I'm drawing right now, what we can expect is that if we break this level, which is still quite a strong resistance for us, but we managed to very briefly go above it, then on a second or third attempt, the likelihood of breaking this level is getting even higher. Well, the next target is going to be 30K. So this is it. This is the target right now. This is where we're heading towards. I personally feel that we will manage to go above 29K. It's not going to be easy. There will be a lot of selling pressure, so it could be quite a choppy market, and perhaps we are going to be stopped in the mid 29,000s. But even if we manage to climb above it, very briefly we can actually touch this resistance here at 30,000, at which point we are definitely going to find a lot of selling pressure here. And, we could do something like that and then fall again into the 28,000s, just around lower 29K and upper 28,000s. This is the most likely scenario for the next few days over the course of the rest of this week. This is what I'm expecting from Bitcoin. Now let's take a look at Ethereum, because Ethereum is actually doing even better, and it's got the upgrade coming very soon, and everyone is starting to get really bullish again on Ethereum. It briefly touched 1800, actually 1866 is where we went, and then we got rejected, so no surprise there. But by the look of it, as we see here on the daily, we do have a bullish cross in the stochastic RSI, indicating that we are going to continue this momentum that we have been building, and most likely we are going to break this 18K resistance yet again. And if that is to happen, let's find out where is our next resistance. The 1.6 Fibonacci level is currently sitting at 1940, around that level. So this is the next strong resistance for us. Once we manage to break this one, of course, because we haven't done it yet, we very briefly went above it, but this remains a strong resistance for us. So we'll have to first conquer 1843, and then we have 1937. These are the next targets on the way up. Now, if we are to start a pullback, which I'm not really seeing any strong indicators for a pullback, but if we are to do a pullback, then we do have this support level, which this used to be a resistance. This is why it's red, as you can see, but I'm making this green now because we have flipped this into a support. And this is our first support, and as you see, this is it. From this candle we managed to actually find the support here as we came down. The 9th moving average is actually what is really acting as a strong support here. As you can see, we actually came perfectly to that 9th moving average, and then we found the support. Breaking this 9th moving average means that we could actually go lower, and then we can come into this area, which is our lower support. This is the lower 1700 region. So this is still acting as a strong support. We tested it here, we found the support. A few times actually we've been coming towards this area, and every time we are finding support. So there is no doubt in my mind that we are going to find support if we actually come all the way down here, because for the moment the 9th moving average is being quite a decent support. So right now we are building this momentum towards the 1800. We are trying to break it. We are still struggling. We are finding resistance here, but every next attempt is getting closer and we are getting stronger. So maybe on the next attempt we're going to break above the 1800 and start our rallying towards the 1900, which is the next obvious resistance. Okay, and very quickly now I'm going to look at Cardano and XRP because they seem to be doing quite well as well. Cardano is doing a pullback, which of course could be expected because we did have a very strong rally here over the last few days. This is the 4-hour chart, so I'm looking at the shorter time frame. This pullback is not yet completed. I can see that we still have a bit more room to go down in the stochastic RSI and the simple RSI, both of them just coming out of the overbought region. Let's go on the daily so that we can see a little bit bigger time frame and the bigger picture. Well, on the daily, we still haven't actually tested this support at the 36 cents. This is where I have some orders placed, some buy orders placed, and I'm expecting that we will actually revisit this sooner or later. We found the resistance at the 38 cents, so no surprise here. This is a resistance that a few times now we are getting rejected from. So today we also got rejected, and as you can see now, we are doing this pullback. Are we going to be able to go all the way down to 36.75? I really hope so. By the look of it, we are able to do that because, as you can see, the stochastic RSI is yet again entering the overbought region. And as we enter the overbought region, we are going to find another rejection in price, and we're going to start a probably deeper pullback. So even though this is not yet deep enough to come to my ideal price zone here, I'm expecting that we're going to have another rejection, and that sooner or later over the next few days, we're going to revisit this support level. And if this support doesn't hold us, we do have a second support, which is now coinciding with the 50th moving average, which is sitting at 35.50 cents. But for the moment, we are actually quite bullish, so I'm not expecting us to be going all the way to 35 cents just yet. This is going to take some time, a few days, and by that point, the moving average would have moved. So we might not actually revisit this level, but revisiting of the 36 cents, upper 36 cents, this is the most likely scenario to me. And let's take a look at let's take a look at Litecoin, and then we're going to do XRP. So with Litecoin, we're actually respecting this downwards trend line. So far, as you see, we are getting rejected from this trend line. We are unable to break above it. Very brief break here, but after that a rejection, and as you see now we are actually going down. Stochastic RSI still in the overbought region, just coming out of that overbought region, and however, we see a slight curve here starting to form. So it's possible that we are making another bull rally on the upside, another challenge of this trend line. If we manage to break this trend line, then we're going to be super bullish, because at that point we're going to be reclaiming here the previous highs of over $100. I personally feel that Litecoin is very soon going to jump over $100, and these were my ideal accumulation levels. As you see, we revisited these levels some time ago, but during this most recent pullback, we did not manage to get all the way down to these levels. We got very close, but we didn't actually enter my ideal buy zone. I was scooping Litecoin at around 87 and 86 in the lower $87 range, and at 88 even. So right now we are again at $90, and we are making another attempt, but it will actually depend on Bitcoin. If Bitcoin manages to rally and it manages to break the 29k resistance, Litecoin will definitely break this resistance as well. We'll go to 100, perhaps even above. Let's actually see on the way up what can we expect from Litecoin. The next resistance, pretty much a clear path all the way to 117. So this is what I'm expecting for Litecoin. If we break this level here, which is around $98, upper 97, lower 98, if we manage to break this level, then we are very easily going to go above 100 and possibly challenge the 117 resistance level. All right, XRP, here we go. Well, XRP is finally doing a pullback. It is something that I was expecting already more than a day ago, a couple of days ago. We entered this overbought region in the stochastic RSI, and this we cannot really hold in here for too long. So even if this is a minor correction still, minor pullback, I'm expecting a slightly more deep, slightly bigger, more pronounced pullback over the next few days, over the coming days, because we are in stochastic and simple RSI, both of them in the overbought region. Simple RSI already started curving down, and it's quite a sharp curve. Usually that's what it does. So definitely over the next few days, I'm expecting to continue this bearish price action and going to retest lower support levels, which let's find out where is our lower support from the last move that we did. And we managed to go all the way to 58 cents, which was quite significant. The first stop is where we are currently. So this is possibly why we are seeing this wick of the candle. We got a rejection. We are testing this level right now. So far, we are finding support here. And if we are super bullish on it, if we were not here in the stochastic RSI and simple RSI in the overbought region, I would assume that we are finding support here and continuing on the way up. However, I don't think that this is going to hold us. I personally feel that we are going to retest here the 0.382 Fibonacci level, which is currently sitting at 50 cents. 50 cents is a round number, so it is not just a technical support, but it's also a psychological support. So coming to retest this support, in the very least, is the most likely scenario. I would personally expect us to retrace all the way to the 0.50 Fibonacci level. A lot of the times we do these kind of moves, but for this retest, we will need a bigger correction on the whole market, the overall crypto market, not just XRP. If Bitcoin and the rest of altcoins are going on the upside, XRP is not going to be coming down all the way to the 0.50. But coming down to the 0.382, the most likely scenario to me. It just makes perfect sense. And also, as you can see, the 9th moving average is currently sitting at the 0.50 Fibonacci, but it's going up. So over the next few days, even if we are coming down here, this will continue going upwards, this moving average. And at some point, it will coincide with the 0.382 Fibonacci level. And also it will coincide with this support that I've drawn previously, which is at the 49 cents. So by all means, coming to retest the 50 cents and even maybe very briefly dropping to 49 is going to make perfect sense to me. This is what I'm expecting from XRP. Alright guys, well this was everything for today's episode of Crypto Corner. I'm coming to you from Bali. I'm continuing my Asian trip right now. As you noticed over the last few days, I haven't really been posting many videos, especially the long format. I'm still doing YouTube shorts, and in fact over the last few days I posted quite a few short videos, technical analysis on Bitcoin, Cardano, XRP, Ethereum, and I will continue doing these short video formats. Make sure that you check out the YouTube shorts, because I will be doing probably once or twice a week the longer format, and then the rest of the week I will be doing the short format, because this way I can do my vacation and I can still bring you updates on the market moves, especially the major market moves. So I'm not going away, even though I'm on vacation. Of course, I will continue doing the updates. Make sure you're subscribed so you never miss an episode. Hit the notification bell, and also check out the links in the description below, where I drop the links to all of the crypto services that I'm personally using and that I recommend to you. And while you're here, just pick another one of my videos, and I'm gonna see you in the next one.